actually have to do golf tonight, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to find some time for that.
Then you got the deeper dive tomorrow. That'll be fun.
Is that tomorrow?
Yeah.
I wrote it all down.
No.
We are live. Here we go. Take a deep breath. We're closing it out. Today is the final day of the NBA regular season. And I'm not exactly sad to see it go. I love the NBA, but I don't need all of the nonsense to close it all out. We've got 11 games today. 8 of those start at 8 o'clock. So late lock today, which is not really relevant to anyone else. We'll have live before lock from 7 to 8, but deeper dive will be on from 5 to 6 like normal. MLB live before lock will be from 6 to 7. So nothing's going to be changing up with the schedule. We'll just be bumped a little bit for NBA. But Adam, how excited are you to talk about this slate?
So excited, man. I really would never want to talk about baseball this morning. So excited to talk about basketball.
The good news is we don't have to worry too much about the MLB early slate. It looks like the Braves and Rockies are going to get a blizzard. So that one's probably not going to happen. There's a potential for another game to be at least rained out or really murky. So
Chicago, I think, right?
Yeah, what was a 4-game MLB slate that I had mild interest in is going to turn into like a 2.5-game slate, and I can just write it off as the final day of the regular season for the NBA. Makes me happy.
Yeah.
NBA Strategy is the promo code. 50% off your first month with us. Now is the time to do it. We will have NBA playoff content, projections, rankings, ownership, the whole Megillah. So that's not going anywhere. Not going to see as many NBA videos. There's only so many times you could say that you think that Giannis is going to play 40 minutes and he has the exact same projection for 7 games, but it's neither here nor there. You'll still be getting the goods from a data perspective, but the big transition to MLB will be official starting tomorrow. Cannot wait. Thank you to Yahoo for sponsoring this show. We'll be touching on Yahoo as we talk about everything. NBA, MLB. Fridays are going to be very Yahoo specific. Not that we're not covering everything else. Lots of changes going on. It's exciting. I've talked enough. 2 minutes, 30 seconds. I could have rambled longer, but here we go. The Atlanta Hawks hosting the Indiana Pacers. And we're going to have to talk more about dumb stuff like playoff seeding and who's available than the actual plays themselves. But whatever. Get the depth charts back up again. Maybe they'll be a little bit better than they were yesterday. Hawks 111.75 implied total. Pacers 113.25. For the Hawks, I believe everybody is in. For the Pacers, no Wesley Matthews, Miles Turner doubtful, Tyreek Evans questionable. I don't believe that either of these teams have anything to play for, but I want to double check to see if the Pacers can pass the Celtics. I don't remember.
I know the Hawks don't have anything to play for.
Yeah, the Hawks are certainly not playing for anything. Nope. Pacers and wait, that can't be right. Whatever 538 here cannot be right. Oh no, the Celtics are just done. So no matter what, Pacers are the 5 seed. There is literally nothing to play for in this game.
Did the Celtics beat the Wizards last night with everyone out?
I don't have a clue.
I'm guessing they did since they're the 4 seed.
I can confirm that they did. 116-110.
Attaboy, Wizards. It's pretty impressive that they have fallen into such a good lottery spot despite trying to win games for 90% of the season.
It's kind of true. To be fair, Bradley Beal played 17 minutes. Thomas Bryant played 17 minutes. 31 to Decker.
Okay, yeah.
One of those games. So
yeah. I think Beal might have gotten hurt. I'm not sure. I just saw the status up that he won't be back. I don't know if he got hurt or if they just pulled him after he got his 82 games played or whatever.
They pretty much. They mentioned before the game that he was gonna barely play.
Oh, okay.
So I have Miles Turner out. He is doubtful. They have nothing to play for. I do have Tyreek Evans in, not like it matters all that much, and Wes Matthews obviously out. Do you think that Atlanta does anything weird? I assume everybody plays kind of like normal.
Yeah, I mean, I assume they do something weird. I don't know what it'll be.
Yeah. Only guy that's really interesting to me in this game is John Collins. 7,700 on FanDuel, 7,700 on DraftKings. You can talk me into a little bit of Trey, but I think Collins would be the guy that I would have some interest in. I don't really have any interest in anybody else if everybody's in.
Yeah, Collins is the guy grading out best for me from Atlanta too.
Yeah. Like I got 35% on FanDuel, 15 on DK. I've obviously done very little tweaking at this point, but it's still not a very good matchup. The Pacers are significant. Well, I mean, the Pacers as a team are significantly better than the Hawks. They're only slight favorites in Atlanta. Would you expect to get to Trey at all?
8,900 is pretty steep.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the price. The thing is, the price doesn't matter.
No,
there's 11. Yeah. So I don't know. Trey's really good, but probably not too much.
7,700 leaves little upside for Collins. YouTube. Nope. You don't really need it.
You just need raw points.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yep. And a lot of the guys that are high raw points guys, probably not seeing the floor today. They're mostly cut in half. So, yeah, John Collins, if he's going to play 30 minutes, becomes a very, very tasty option, especially with no Miles Turner on the floor. Moves Sabonis to more minutes at the 5. Not as good defensively. Brings Kyle O'Quinn on the floor. Brings TJ Leaf onto the floor. Could look good for John Collins. I have no interest in anything else from Atlanta. For the Pacers, if they give him the run, there's no way to really know right now. Sabonis is fantastic at 7,300 on FanDuel, 7K on DK if Miles Turner is out. Massive pace up spot. Hawks defense sucks. The question is, how many minutes does Sabonis play? Do they just play Kyle O'Quinn and TJ Leaf for 60 total minutes and Sabonis takes it easy? The one piece we can't know for right now.
Right. I mean, my assumption is that Sabonis kind of like plays his normal role and you just give the extra minutes to guys that don't matter.
Yeah. I gave Sabonis 30. I would guess that I'll need to dial that back a little bit. And that Kyle O'Quinn and Leaf and the trickle down to guards and stuff grades out a little bit better. Could you imagine going to anybody else from Indiana?
No, not really, just because I don't expect them to play huge minutes.
They literally have nothing to play for, so being healthy for a series against the Celtics is clearly the main priority. I believe we have ownership. Let me double check it. NBA ownership. Yes, we do. So, okay. Well, at least today's DraftKings ownership starts with a player that I think is like decent.
That's good.
Chalky player on DraftKings is Quintin Cook.
Yeah, that works.
When I opened it yesterday and it was 55% Jamario Jones, I almost had a heart attack. At least Quintin Cook is a functional backup.
Didn't Jamario Jones go nuts yesterday too?
I have no idea.
I saw Eddie tweet something about I had him projected for 1.05 minutes, but I didn't have him projected for 46 minutes in regulation.
Oh my god. Yeah, I clearly didn't go back to check that out this morning. What I did do though was like 75% of all of the minutes for this slate. I was past Orlando. I was just getting to Philly. And I bought more RAM for my computer last week and installed it. And periodically, I've been getting a memory issue that just immediately shuts off my computer. And I had not saved for a few teams. And all of a sudden, whoomp, shut down. Man. And I lost Orlando, OKC, New York, Minnesota, Milwaukee. Miami was the last team that I had saved. And I was just like, if it's not saved earlier than that, I'm going to burn it all down. Today, you have to kind of go through each piece individually. Yeah. Like I've just been deleting the entire rotation and starting from scratch. Was not happy.
And then once you do that, you probably should do it again at like noon and then again at like 3 o'clock.
Right. Well, like I'm not going to just zero out 5 of the starters and 140. I mean, you've seen the sheet. Like it's just easier to clean it all out and start from scratch.
Yeah.
Let's head to Brooklyn. Brooklyn Nets hosting the Miami Heat. Heat are donezo now. They have nothing to play for. Brooklyn Nets playing for seeding. And if I understand correctly, if they win, they finish ahead of the Magic, no matter what. If they lose, only way they drop behind the Magic is if the Magic win as well.
I really hope the Magic get the 8 seed, on a side note.
You want Magic Bucks?
Yeah, because I know some people that think the Magic are going to beat the Bucks, and I see a way to make some money.
Oh, yeah, they're not going to beat the Bucks.
I do hate that Brogdon is still hurt because I have some Bucks last longers against Philly that I'm not so happy about anymore.
Yeah, I mean, you just need everybody back for round 2.
Yeah.
Do you think? Okay, would you say that the odds of one of Bucks, Raptors, Sixers, Celtics losing is higher than 50%?
In the first round?
Yeah.
Any one of them?
Any one of them. I mean, this is obviously really easy to figure out once odds and stuff pop out, but I'm just trying to think about it now. I would guess that the more likely scenario is that one of them are upset.
Yeah, I would think so.
Which is really crazy to think about how that would affect all of the NBA.
Because, I mean, they're clearly all going to be sizable favorites, but...
Yeah. For sure. Would be nuts. It would be so nuts. Who's the most likely to lose in the first round?
Boston.
Yeah, you're probably right. It would not shock me if the Pistons could beat the Sixers. And I think that's probably a really stupid thing to say. But they have the right things that I can see it happening. Guys like Reggie, I think that Reggie Jackson would be slightly better against the Sixers than any other team. Maybe Drummond buys some real estate in Embiid's head. Blake is obviously good if he can be on the floor. That can break a weird way to me. And then Jimmy Butler is playing for the Brooklyn Nets next year.
And I guess Boston's playing Indiana, and Indiana's banged up, so never mind on that.
Yeah.
The
Sixers have the biggest delta for me.
Yeah.
Josh has awful takes. We're talking about just there'll be 30% favorites in that series. The Sixers would be 70% to win. I'm not trying to say that I expect it to happen. Yeah, you're a hero, Scott Lawson. Detroit ain't beating the Sixers. Well, yeah, they're not going to be the favorites or anything. Hypothetical stuff.
Way to go out on a limb here, Josh. I think this is going to happen, except for, it's not going to happen. But if it did, then I said it was going to.
I think they are the worst matchup for the Sixers of the teams that they can play. That's all. Nothing crazy. Brooklyn Nets, Miami Heat. I assume that the Nets rotation is relatively normal. Joe Harris is questionable. I have him in as of right now. He's the only guy that really has any inkling of not playing today. I don't get the sense that it matters. Would you want to be playing any one of the Nets today?
Nope.
No. Yeah, I agree. I got a little bit of Russell on FanDuel at 8,800, and it's going to be way easier to get to sort of the star of any team on FanDuel just because of positional constraints. But they don't grade out that well. Nor does Miami, and they can really do just about anything today. I have no idea how their rotations look. And that's kind of like every other day.
Right. Does Dwayne Wade look to chuck more shots even though this game isn't in Miami?
Who knows? Who does he do a jersey swap with on this Nets team? Jared Dudley?
Russell?
You think? I don't know. I could... who knows? I could see it being Dudley.
Yeah, I could see Dudley.
I would get the vibe that Dwayne Wade and most people don't like D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah.
I don't know. Does Wade have any ties to Swaggy P?
I don't think so.
Okay, because then I was going to say then he's certainly not switching with Russell.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah.
Did they overlap at all in Cleveland with Joe Harris?
I don't think so. I mean, Wade was only there for 4 months.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I was thinking he was there for 2 years.
No. Yeah, this game is just a total wash to me. If we get, we have to get news that people are dropping like flies for anybody to be relevant here.
Unless you want to take a shot on Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, it doesn't strike me as the time where he's going to be yo, can I play 40 minutes against the Nets in a meaningless game in Brooklyn?
Yeah, no, I think that was last night.
Yeah, for sure.
when he was trying to throw alley-oops to himself off the backboard.
Yeah. To be fair, I thought that was a decent look. It was his
Yeah.
only option at the time. It was never going to work,
Right.
but he had nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, I hope somebody swaps with the Dwayne Wade and they give him a Swamp Dragons jersey.
I don't know what that means.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh god, you got to go back and read this story. So there was a time, I want to say like late 90s, but it could have been early 2000s, where the Nets were like throwing it around that they were. It was probably when they switched from New Jersey to Brooklyn. Now that I think about it, where they were potentially going to change their tag name to the Swamp Dragons. They have like mocked up logos and like the whole nine. There are jerseys that exist. Yeah, and it ended up getting nixed. I think Zach Lowe wrote like a pretty big article about it at some point in time. But it's like a thing. And Lowe's been rallying to get the Nets to play at least one game in the Swamp Dragons jerseys. Yeah. What a terrible, terrible, terrible name.
Yeah. It does describe New Jersey pretty well.
It does. I mean, it's a great name for any non-real professional league. Like that'd be a great or like an XFL team.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, check that out if you get a chance. Everybody check that out. Moving on, Charlotte Hornets, Orlando Magic. Hornets are 1-point favorites at home. They are going for this game without question. They have the ability to make the playoffs. They'd have been looking damn tasty if the Pistons blew that game last night, which apparently was way closer than it should have been. Pistons won by 7. They had to outscore. They outscored Memphis 36-14 in the fourth quarter to win that game.
They're down 22.
Yeah, to save their season. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. So, Hornets have something to play for still. Got to win. Kemba 9,800 on FanDuel, 9,500 on DraftKings, $40 on Yahoo. I could probably stop reading prices now. Everyone's got to be interested in Kemba today, right?
Yes.
I don't have much interest in anything else from the Hornets. Suddenly, Nick Batum is back in the rotation. I don't really know what to do with that information. I guess he's okay at 3,800 on FanDuel as a drop guy, but would you want to be going to anything else from Charlotte outside of Kemba?
Nope, just give me a bunch of Kemba.
Yeah, totally agree. On the Orlando side, they're playing for seeding and nothing else, I guess. They're on the opposite side of that Nets thing, so I don't get the sense that they probably care all that much.
They'd probably rather not play the Bucks.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They are projected for the 7 seed on 538. If the Pistons win, I don't even know the breakdown of who could be last. Like if the Nets lose, the Magic lose, and the Pistons win, they're all 41-41. I have no idea how that breaks out right now. I mean, I agree that they probably don't want to play the Bucks, but I don't get the sense that they care all that much if it's the Bucks or the Raptors.
Yeah, good point.
Do you have any interest in Vooch here? Because he grades out really well for me on DK.
Yeah, I do, just because prices are irrelevant, and it's a really nice matchup against Charlotte, and Orlando should be playing, at least to some extent, normal minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really make any changes to their rotation outside of no John Isaac today. He is just out. So bump to Wesley Iwundu, which is useless, and then I gave Jarrell Martin the minutes, which is also useless. I'd have no problem going to Vooch or Aaron Gordon, and we already know that I was going to say Aaron Gordon.
And I'll say that Aaron Gordon's whatever.
Yeah.
As always.
Yep. Safe to say. God, we're through 3 games already.
No.
We'll get to the games that matter, like this one, for instance. Memphis Grizzlies hosting the Golden State Warriors. Grizzlies 107 implied total, Warriors 114.5. For Memphis, their rotation should look pretty similar to every other day, save for Chandler Parsons is questionable. Now, for Golden State, no Steph. Draymond and Cousins are likely to not play. I don't know that that's official yet. Clay and Durant should be in. Bogut should be in. Sean Livingston should be out. Ugh. Do you have any interest in Memphis?
I hate when you do that. You list like all the injuries for one team, so I'm like staring at that team, and then you're just like, what about this other one?
As if there were like tons of options coming up. There were only 2 choices.
Yeah, I mean Dorsey and Wright obviously still interested.
DeLon Wright, 7,300 on DraftKings, projected for 30% ownership on DK. I have him in for 36 minutes, but
Yeah.
I just don't care. Like, I feel like there's got to be better options than that.
What percent ownership did you say? I was coughing.
30.
Oh, I thought you said 3. I was like, that sounds cool.
Yeah, that's what I got.
No, I mean I have him projected for a lot of points.
How many?
44.
44. Okay.
43.
That's 10 more than me. Well, if it's 43, then it's like 8 more than me. But yeah, I don't like. I can get to Tyler Dorsey at 4,700. I think that's okay. If Tyler Zeller is going to be the starting center again, it makes it harder to try to prioritize Ivan Robb, but still played more minutes yesterday. I don't mind getting to Wright. He's clearly going to be handling the ball and playing monster minutes, but there are better spots than this. Warriors. Is there any limit to the amount of Durant or Clay you would want?
Not really. Like I don't think that they play huge minutes, but
Yeah.
at the same time, they're going to be shooting the ball a lot.
Yeah. I have them in for 30. That's probably somewhere in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
The only guy that I really would prioritize on Golden State would be Quintin Cook, 4K on FanDuel, 3,800 on DraftKings. By all accounts, has to see a ton of minutes if Curry is out and Sean Livingston is out. But they're going to play every single guy they have, including dusting off Marcus Derrickson yesterday.
Yeah, I don't really see how to get away from Cook.
Yeah.
As far as like Durant and Thompson, I don't think either one individually would be a priority for me, but they would certainly be guys that I look to get into tournament lineups just for that raw point aspect.
Yeah. There is they have upsides that are largely unrivaled. So you have to take shots like that, or you're not going to have anywhere else to spend your money. Don't set any salary floors today, much like yesterday. Probably don't need every dollar. Anybody else on the Warriors? Like, do you think McKinney gets enough to matter?
Probably not.
I feel the same way. Durant, Thompson, Cook. Those are the stars here. Hit that like button, by the way, guys. Very helpful. Quinn Cook is also the flat minimum on Yahoo. Clearly a guy that you want to take a look at. On the Memphis side, Ivan Robb at $15 is probably the best option, or maybe Tyler Dorsey at $14.
I would say Dorsey, yeah.
Yeah.
What's Wright's price?
32.
Yeah, it's steep.
Yeah.
I don't think it's bad. I just not as good as the one on Dorsey.
Yeah. I'm gonna cycle back quick and just hit anybody that stands out for Yahoo on those first 3 games.
Sure.
Nothing really interesting on Atlanta. It'd be Collins for me still. Sabonis is only $25 on Yahoo. That's a clear, solid play as long as we know that he's starting. Brooklyn, Jared Allen is $16, but I don't think that's terribly appealing. There's nothing on Miami. For Charlotte, Kemba is Kemba. Vooch is $40, which is expensive, but not terribly big deal. Grades out really well. That's probably it. So let's go to Milwaukee. Milwaukee and OKC. Bucks 111.25 implied total. Oklahoma City is 116.25. OKC is trying to win this game. Milwaukee has no need whatsoever to care about it in any form or fashion, but the Thunder, 538 has the Thunder, Spurs, and Clippers all projected to go 48 and 34. So great projections from 538, projecting the Thunder to lose this game, even though they are 5-point favorites. Remember when I pointed out those 538 team depth charts? And we were like, oh, these things suck. They're not really updating those minutes.
Yep.
Went back to them today to see if anything had changed. They have Alex Len projected for all 48 center minutes today. I was like, cool, way to go. No one can take your shit seriously.
That's great.
And it was like current day's depth chart. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Alex Len's not getting all 48 today. Just a hunch.
He'd be a good play.
Yeah, he would be a good play. That's for sure. So the most likely scenario here is that the Thunder finish with the 6th seed and potentially have a date with the Rockets in the first round, which is just crazy. Rockets are fucking this up bad. Did you see the end of that game last night?
What do you think?
The Thunder Rockets game? I have no idea.
No,
You don't know what happened?
I have no idea.
Paul George buzzer beater to win the game.
Oh, I saw the tweet about it. Yeah. I didn't.
The only, two relevant teams with a buzzer beater you're going to see any part of last night.
Yeah,
that would be my expected piece.
Yeah.
Okay, Milwaukee. I gave Bledsoe and Middleton 26 minutes apiece.
Yep.
DJ Wilson should play a ton of minutes. We have no Giannis. We have no other people that I'm getting to right now. No Brook Lopez. Pat Connaughton's questionable, which can really throw a wrench into things. I got to a lot of DJ Wilson. That one should be pretty obvious. He's just going to play as much as he wants, basically. Ilyasova is the flat minimum on FanDuel. I think that's mildly appealing. Tim Frazier is getting ownership, 3,600 on FanDuel, 3,400 on DraftKings. That doesn't interest me at all unless we get news on Bledsoe. I don't need to play Tim Frazier if he's going to play 26 minutes. I want to play Tim Frazier if we think that he plays 36 minutes.
Yeah.
And then Bonzi Colson at the flat minimum on DraftKings is getting 23% ownership. Another guy that I'm not sure gets enough minutes unless more people get out.
Yeah, I have Frazier and Colson both as pretty good plays.
I have Frazier as one, but I only gave Colson 22 minutes.
I'm at 25, like 26 DraftKings points.
Okay. If one more guy gets out, I think that everybody changes and gets significantly better. But I don't need Bonzi Colson at the flat minimum if he's chalky and I can't figure out how to get him more minutes.
So you don't think he's going to like double-double or triple-double again in 25 minutes?
When did he do that?
Like last week.
Oh. I was going to say, like, he played 4 minutes last night. Oh, he played. Oh, the game that he played 41 minutes?
Yeah.
I mean,
Frazier played
41 minutes in that game. All the other games that he's played in the last month, 4-1, 1-1, 2. So, kind of hard to project his minutes today. If Bledsoe and Middleton end up sitting, then yeah, you're gonna want to smash everybody on the Bucks. They're obviously willing to play everybody 40 plus minutes. Anybody else standing out for you from Milwaukee?
No.
A weird team. And we need way more news to really have any hot takes. OKC. And how popular are Westbrook and George going to be in this one?
They should be very, very, very.
We have them at 16% apiece. If that's not low, I'll be confused.
Yeah.
There's no limit to the amount that I would be cool with. They want the game. Should be a pace-up spot. Russ is more than happy accumulating stats in what amounts to garbage time.
No way.
I can see George being a letdown, just being like, okay, we're winning. My shoulder hurts. I'm going to get out of here.
Right.
Have fun, Keith.
Yeah.
And
Westbrook's just going to be like, more assists for me.
Yeah, you should sit down, man.
Yeah.
With that said, few teams offer the same sort of upside as having Westbrook and George. I'd have no problem playing them together. They're just going for it.
Yep.
Don't have much interest in anything else from OKC, though.
Nope, that's exactly where I'm at, too.
Hit that like button. We're cruising here. This should be fun. The New York Knicks are hosting the Detroit Pistons. This is why the Hornets have no chance. Pistons closing out with Grizzlies, Knicks. They got to avoid the landmines. Knicks with 100 implied total. Pistons 109.5. Knicks had some screwiness yesterday with Hazonia getting late scratched and then immediately putting DSJ into the starting lineup. I have 8 active Knicks players in my rotation. Monster minutes to most of these guys. I accidentally projected Hazonia for 46. So that's totally incorrect. Somebody's minutes are on the wrong line.
Over there making fun of 538 and you're sitting here with 46 minutes for Mario Hazonia.
Mine's a bug. Theirs is a feature. So Mitchell Robinson, 8K on FanDuel, 76 on DK, getting 40% ownership on FanDuel, 30% on DraftKings. I mean, he grades out really well. That's a little scary to me, especially going up against Drummond. He's going to just play a ton of minutes, though, so it's really hard to avoid him.
Yeah, I mean, I like him a lot just because he's a 1.2 to 1.3 point per minute guy, and he should play monster minutes here.
Yeah. So I have no problems getting to Robinson. I have no problem getting to big amounts of Luke Cornett, who's been playing massive minutes. I think Damian Dotson is incredibly safe. How do you feel about Hazonia, 7,900 on FanDuel, 6,600 on DK? Do you think he plays? Last night was supposed to be illness.
Yeah. Like I don't have him in right now, but if he does play, I think he's a pretty reasonable option.
Okay. Yeah. Would you go to DSJ?
If Hazonia's out.
Agreed. Yeah. Robinson, Cornett, Dotson, though, the clear three.
More so just Robinson, Cornett, but yeah.
No interest in Dotson.
I mean, some.
He's 5,100 on DK, 4,800 on FanDuel.
Okay, yeah, that's different.
Could play 40 minutes. Robinson will foul out. Yeah, that probably.
Yeah.
That's fine. Just depends how quickly he does it. Not like they care. Not a big deal if he fouls out. Andre Drummond, most expensive Piston, and should be, I don't know, arguably the most popular guy on the slate.
I mean, up there with like Russ, probably.
Yeah, like should smash. I got him in 50% of my lineups on both sites. They need to win the game. There is nothing approximating good defense for Drummond on the opposite side. Mitchell Robinson, a good shot blocker and all, but not ready for Andre Drummond. Any interest in Blake if he plays?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean,
if we know he's in, I don't mind any shares that I get of him, but I'd be surprised if I got a lot of him.
Yeah, I mean, he's fine. That's where I'm at. Like, I don't think I would get tons.
Right. I would guess that he tries to play, but who knows?
Yeah. I mean, I have him in.
Yeah, so do I. Any Reggie or Ish?
No.
Okay. On Yahoo, Luke Cornett is $12. That is without question the best play from the Knicks. Mitchell Robinson is $30. He would be second. On the Pistons side, it's just Drummond. Sixers and Bulls. Look, I honestly don't even know how to talk about this one. We don't have any Sixers news. They have absolutely nothing to play for. I ran out of dudes to give minutes to, so I think we might see one of those guys just because I don't know what else to do. I have like TJ McConnell projecting as a ridiculously good play. Zaire Smith, Haywood Highsmith. You could talk me into Boban. Do you have any inkling of what's going to happen for Philadelphia? I have zero.
I have no idea.
I don't know what to say. Sorry, guys. We have no news. They're not on the last night's injury report. We're probably going to have to wait till 1:30 to find out who's in, but I'd be really shocked if anybody played, if any of the relevant people played any amount of time. I'd be shocked if we saw Embiid. I'd be really shocked if we saw Jimmy Butler. It wouldn't shock me if we saw Tobias Harris play like the first half. But you're going to see a healthy dose of like a lot of dudes that will not be on this roster next year.
Haywood Highsmith Day.
Yeah.
And I'm only half joking.
Yeah. When I had him in for 24 minutes, he came up a lot. Do yourself a favor and fade this game. I would do the opposite.
Well, depends.
If the entire starting lineup is out, good luck fading this.
Right, exactly.
You're going to end up wrong for sure.
Jonah Bolden would be like the starting point, right?
If he plays, he's questionable. And I think he's like the one that is legit questionable.
Yeah, that's true.
So, might be Greg Monroe season today.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's nothing we could talk about. You just have to pay attention. Tune in to Live Before Lock and tune in to, I don't know, our premium Slack if you want to join us. NBA Strategy, you can get this news right as it happens. But It's all speculation right now. We don't have that info. Chicago. I'd be okay with Jakar Sampson, 7K on FanDuel, 68 on DK, but now that the dumb Bulls and their awful talent are all sort of priced where they should be for playing these minutes, they're no longer that interesting.
Walt Lemon is $6,900 on DraftKings.
Played 18 minutes yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not really there on the Bulls.
No, flat zeros across the board, basically. Like, I get a little bit of Robin Lopez because he ends up looking like what would normally be a completely functional, like, garbagey center option, but
yeah,
in context, it's a throwaway.
I know we talked about it before, but what were the odds, like, at the trade deadline that on April 10th, with no Markkanen, no Dunn, no Levine, no Porter, Robin Lopez is still playing minutes for the Bulls?
Craziness. I mean, no part of the Bulls season made any sense to me. And they have Otto Porter now.
Right.
They're going to be a really weird team at the beginning of next year. Did you see the quote from Chris Dunn last night?
No.
I read it to Eddie on the stream last night, but it's so good that I need to bring it up again. Things not looking great for Chris Dunn. We'll just say that. Oh, man, I might not even be able to find it.
Before or after the quote?
Huh?
Before or after the quote?
Both? Where's Casey Johnson? Casey Johnson tweets. All right, this is Chris Dunn's quote to Casey Johnson last night. I've always had that ball in my hands. Going into the summer, my job was to create for others. If I knew we were going to do a multi-ball handler situation, I would have prepped for summer a little different. They asked him, the follow-up question to that was, how do you feel if the Bulls add a point guard in free agency or the draft? I'm a dog. I don't run from nothing. Oh, man. Imagine alienating, like, the key piece of a trade that is what is supposed to be your future point guard by not letting him know, well, this is what we're thinking for the offense. Right. No wonder Chicago's a shit show.
Yeah. Side note, did you see John Wall's quote about the Wizards drafting a point guard?
I didn't. I did see him talking about not thinking he's going to play next year.
I didn't see that, but I don't have the quote in front of me, but it was basically, yeah, no, I'm fine with that. You know, we need to do what we need to do. We need to have pieces here to play. And then when I come back, he can be an excellent backup.
Amazing. All righty. San Antonio Spurs and my Dallas Mavericks. Final 8 o'clock game. Spurs 115.75 implied total. Mavs 102.25. 13-point favorites here for the Spurs. Spurs are playing for seeding. Dallas playing for nothing. I have no problem getting to DeRozan or Aldridge. That's probably it from San Antonio. And even that's not like super appealing for me.
Yeah, same here. Not huge priorities, but you kind of run out of guys that are capable of scoring 50 points on a slate like this.
Yeah.
So they both can.
Yeah. And then, oh God, I got to say this out loud and it's going to make me sad, but I don't imagine that I would have any interest in anything from Dallas, Luka included.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. It's a shame, but he's just not going to be out there for 36 minutes gunning for a W or anything here. If anything, they're giving it more to Dirk. Dirk, yeah. $41.41 or $41.41 on FanDuel tonight. That's his price tag. They priced Wade with his jersey number and stuff too. So stupid.
3-3-3-3?
5-3-3-3, I think.
Okay.
So stupid. I don't want to have like 59,000 whatever the extra dollars are as my like. It's just annoying. But I get it. What a gimmick that no one will care about.
Yeah. At least they're above the salary floor.
Yeah. Shout out Chris Davis. Yeah, it's really just an unappealing Mavs slate. If Luka sits for some reason, would you have any interest in anybody? Like Trey Burke's still expensive.
Right. Yeah, not really. I mean, it would bump guys up like Burke, but Justin Jackson and stuff, but who cares?
Not me. Moving on.
And Dirk doesn't really strike me as the guy, the guy who just like middle of, end of a game, by the way, I'm retiring. Doesn't strike me as the guy that's going to be out here like chucking.
No, not at all. He'll be out there. He'll probably have some sort of moment with Pop. But
Yeah.
other than that, like.
Although we did see a couple games, there's the one game that stuck out where he was actually shooting well, but like it was when he had a chance at moving into fourth or whatever on the scoring list.
And they were getting him shots.
They were just feeding him the ball.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, it could happen.
Everybody else would want that to happen,
right.
But I don't think that he cares.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, there's a chance that you see Dirk just kind of shoot 15 times, but
yeah. I put him in for 20 minutes. He could play 30 easy again, and it wouldn't shock me. He's never going to play again. So
yeah,
but it's totally up to him.
I would say, other than Luka obviously is the most interesting part just because he's Luka, but I would say Dirk is the most interesting non-Luka guy on Dallas.
Yeah, and I would guess that Dirk ends up over-owned regardless.
I don't know.
From narrative.
I would say that, but like Kobe wasn't owned in the most obvious narrative game ever.
And I think that's why everyone just gets owned in that scenario now. Like that was the reason.
Yeah, that's true.
That is burned in everybody. Like it's the first thing everybody says. Oh, well, when Kobe retired, he went crazy. So
yeah,
kind of changes it. I don't know. I'm just making it up. Nuggets and Timberwolves, 2 years in a row closing out the season. 115.5 implied total for the Nuggets. 104.5 for the Wolves. A little bit less on the line for this one than it was last year. Nuggets are playing for seeding, and I believe they won it pretty desperately too, from everything I've understood. There's talk that they sat everybody against the Blazers to tank the game against the Blazers so that the Blazers would have a chance to catch the Rockets.
Yeah, I've seen that.
That's some 3D chess, man.
Are you seeing the Warriors news right now?
Oh, no.
Durant questionable, Clay questionable.
Cool. I mean, it doesn't change anything that we just talked about.
Don't play them if they don't play.
Right. Like
McKinney plays a ton of minutes if Durant's out or Thompson's out.
Yeah, there are guys that you can play then from the Warriors, but I can't hypothesize on that now. Yeah. Luckily, the guys that were just ruled out are the guys that we expected to be out. So I just didn't expect them to.
If one of Clay, Durant is out and the other isn't, then the other one's shooting the ball a lot.
Yeah. Has Engelman been tanning? No. I don't think you get any tan from 2 studio lights. I don't get a lot of sun.
Dude, I burned at the Orioles game just from sitting outside on like a 65-degree day for a couple of hours. It was pretty embarrassing.
I did get a little sun on the nose, but I was just sitting at a brewery for an hour in the sun. So, well, whatever. But yes, Nuggets are playing for seeding, and by all accounts, they are going to at least approach this game with mild interest. Jokic isn't going to play as many minutes. That they're just so deep that they can just flatten a little bit. Makes them shitty from a DFS perspective, but also still really likely to hammer teams.
Yep. Yeah, I agree with that. I just trust Drummond's minutes more than Jokic's.
Same by like a mile. I gave Jokic 28.
Yeah, I have him at 32, but I'm not super confident in that.
No. You can talk me into Jamal Murray. Price irrelevant, but like he's just the kind of guy that could have a ceiling game. Other than that, like Mason Plumlee grades out as a guy I would have liked to have, I don't know, 3 weeks ago in this particular scenario, but not today.
Yeah.
Go Nuggets, I guess. I assume Towns sits? Would you agree?
I would assume so.
Vooch is now questionable.
Yep. Whoever had said the thing about John Collins not having upside at 7,700, this is why we were interested.
That's a great point. Yeah, upside no longer matters. I have Towns sitting. Gorgeous Dong is one of the better plays of the day.
Yep, maybe the best.
Yeah. I got 61% on DK out of the gate. He's the flat minimum still on Yahoo, so he should be in everything you do. What's my target score for the flat min on Yahoo today? It's got to be like 40. Where are you? I almost started, so I hit the Control F to start searching in Excel and almost started typing gorgeous dong. I immediately was just like, what the hell is this dude's real name? Yeah, the target for a minimum salary guy on Yahoo today is 39.
Yeah, seems reasonable.
Yeah, I got to like 390 as my weighted average score.
What is it for you normally?
For the target or the weighted average score?
Target.
Usually like 33, 34, somewhere in that neighborhood. And it's pretty similar across the board. DK. Fuck, who's the minimum?
Bonzi.
Yeah, it's just sorted in order of salary. I could have made this a lot easier. I didn't know that. 34.5 on DraftKings.
Okay. Yeah, I think mine's like 30, 31, something like that. Not today, but
right. Any other Wolves for you?
Tyus is okay, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
But
he's priced too well.
Right, yeah. I mean, it's mostly the Gorgeous Dong show.
Yes, it is. I'd pay good money for that. Mason Plumlee is $14 on Yahoo. That is relevant to me.
Yeah, but still, like, Cornette's 12.
Yeah. I was just throwing out Yahoo lines.
No, I know. I was just comparing.
Yeah, I hear you. Clippers and Jazz. 117.25 implied total for the Clippers. 110.75 for the Jazz. Emac, shh. Don't let everybody into my secrets, man. Pointing out that I love...
Gorgeous Dong?
Yes. Getting aggravated to the trolls during these shows because it breaks up the monotony of the shows. Yeah. When it's a really interesting slate, you're probably not going to see me interacting with the YouTube chat all that much because I'm actually interested in the slate. But now, when I have very little interest in the slate, I'm going to try to point out all the dumb stuff that rolls through YouTube chat from start to finish. And let me tell you what it is. Oh my God. It's like the national debt counter. It just never stops. Oh my God. Yeah. Big favorites here for the Clippers. No, I don't think that we have official news yet on the Jazz, but if you pull up Basketball Monster's depth chart, Rubio, Mitchell, Ingles, Favors, Gobert, Crowder, Korver, and Hole Neto are all doubtful. I don't know what to do with that information. I don't even think that's enough guys to play.
So, that's a lot of minutes for like...
It's like 220 minutes. It's the whole rotation. It's like, Tabo can still play. It's like, what?
Yeah.
I have no interest in the Clippers.
What'd you say?
I have no interest in the Clippers.
No, Utah's the side here that matters.
Yeah, and I like whatever starters are in, probably.
Yeah, I assume I like Grayson Allen. I assume I like Ekpe Udoh. I assume I like Royce O'Neal.
Yeah, Jazz and Sixers are in very similar boats today in that we don't have the info, and it's irrelevant until we get it.
Yep.
How many people have you blocked on YouTube chat? Countless, and that's not even counting all like the spam bots that show up. But it's a lot. It's a lot. I'm way more likely to drop the ban hammer in the morning than I am at night. I understand why people show up at night, but when people show up at like 9:30 in the morning to just be like, these two dudes are garbage, they can just go immediately. They've got too much sadness in their life. Man, who is going to play for the Jazz? I don't even know how many guys do they actually have available?
Like 8.
It's rough, man.
Naz Long, the other gorgeous.
Tyler Kavanaugh, I guess, is it? Tony Bradley?
Yeah. But the thing is, they also just have like a ton of bigs.
Yeah.
So it's going to be like Grayson Allen out there for a million minutes.
Yeah. He'll love it. He'll be gunning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
if you're gonna play a 10th man off the bench, Grayson Allen's the kind of guy that you want.
Yes, he is. And he's real bad at basketball.
He doesn't know it, though.
No. No, real bad though. Crazy hops though. You wouldn't expect it. He yammed on someone real bad in the D League a couple weeks
Yeah.
ago. I don't know. Final game. The final time we're talking about a regular season game this year. Do you get excited?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, you and me both. 119.25 implied total for the Blazers, 111.25 for the Sacramento Kings. Everybody's in for Portland that can be in. By all accounts, everybody's in for Sacramento that can be in. Very important game for the Blazers in that they have the opportunity to get the 3 seed, which is kind of crazy. If they get to the 3 seed, they can, they could get a date with like the Clippers or the Spurs in the first round, which they can win without Nurkic. They're in real trouble if they play the Jazz in the 4-5.
Yep.
So very, very meaningful game for Portland. Only guy I want out of Portland is Damian Lillard.
Yeah, that sounds right. And would you say he's one of your top expensive guys?
60% on both sides. Yeah, he's
yeah,
probably the best play of the day, or at least close to it.
Yeah, like him, Westbrook, and Drummond
Yeah.
would be the 3 that really stood out to me.
Yeah, they're the guys that I expect to play 36 minutes pretty much without question.
Yeah, you throw Kemba in there too. But
yeah, I would rather have Lillard than Kemba.
Yeah, so would I.
Just better spots, better teammates, better matchup. I mean, the Magic are still real good on D. But yeah, no Cantor, no CJ, nothing else here for me. Just a lot of Dame. And then for the Kings, nobody. The Elites, I don't know. They're really unappealing.
Yeah, it sounds right to me.
De'Aaron Fox getting 17% ownership on DraftKings. Like at 7,200, he's interesting, but they're not going to like push him into like a 60-point fantasy game. Or at least I wouldn't expect it.
He grades out as my best guy.
Yeah, we're on the same page there. This is a news day, much like yesterday. We just need to keep our finger on the pulse of everything.
Fortunately, we do have most of the news already. I would assume.
And we have 2 full teams that are looking to sit like 8 guys.
Well, yeah, but I meant like team-wise.
Sure.
Like,
no,
not number of players.
For sure.
Like most already said, we're not playing our guys.
Yeah, so, I mean, some teams are really easy to just fully write off. So while it's an 11-game slate, it's really like a 4-game slate.
Yeah.
And we're done. No more NBA regular season.
It's really sad. I'm like broken up over here.
Kind of though, right? I mean, in hindsight, I wish it were still December.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'll take January because that's when I started making a ton of money.
There you go.
And I'll end it on the 2nd day of March and not the last day of March.
Good times, guys. Hope you enjoyed this NBA season with us. As I said from the jump, we will still have NBA playoff content, but videos will thin out. There's 4 games on the first 2 days. Like there's 4 games on Saturday, 4 games on Sunday, but after that it'll pretty much just be 2 a night, at max 3, and there's not a lot to talk about in a playoff setting because rotations get tighter, and then you're just kind of picking between the same sort of stuff, like trying to give strategy on a showdown slate.
Yeah. And if anyone's going to be at the Playboy thing in Miami, feel free to bring me a drink.
There you go. Yeah, you should. 1-800-EDDIE will be there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Hang out.
Yeah.
He's on the way right now, I think.
Nice. Yeah. So I met him in San Francisco.
Yeah, there you go. Well, we are done, guys. Thank you for joining us. NBA Strategy is the promo code. 50% off your first month with us. Shout out to Yahoo. They will be very relevant to us moving forward and very relevant to us right now. Stick around for all of the rest of the content we'll have today. Deeper dive, live before lock for MLB, live before lock for the NBA, and then PGA live before lock tonight, 9 p.m. Ben Roslin, Jason Roslin, Masters. Locks tomorrow. Get your golf lineups in, everybody. Who you got winning the Masters?
I don't know. I haven't put anything. I haven't pulled any data yet, but I'm sure that I will once again end up with the winner in 25% of my lineups because it's that easy.
Perfect way to get out of here. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. We're out. Later on.